Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Alex here. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. So for today's video, I'm giving you a full-on makeup tutorial showing you some awesome affordable brushes from Vanity Planet. We all know Vanity Planet is basically known for their spin brushes, right? But they do makeup brushes as well, and they have this new makeup brush set that I do want to share with you. So it's called their Palette Professional and Portable Makeup Brush Collection. Now it comes with 15 brushes. These brushes are uber soft, they're cruelty-free, and they're vegan. These feel so good on the skin going on. I'm so glad that they're going to be super affordable because Vanity Planet was gracious enough to give my beauty bunnies a beautiful code for you guys to always save some coin, honey. I always tell you guys that. So let me show you guys exactly how everything looks. So for starters, it comes in this really cute faux leather case, and it has a nice clamp on there, so you basically can fold up your brushes, clamp it, and you're good to go. So here is what the inside looks like. Now mine are dirty because I obviously used them for this makeup look. Here they are. They're so pretty. Okay, so what I love about them is that it has this fold over clasp, so you just fold it over and it keeps your brushes dirt and dust free. These brushes come with a beautiful handle that's like a wooden handle on there, and you guys, even though they're vegan, they feel amazing. I love the fact that they give you 15 brushes, basically a brush for every single thing that you need. The only brush I think that's missing out of this 15-piece set is a nice fluffy blending brush. But see, you basically fold it up, you clasp it on the little clasp here, and you're good to go. Throw it in your purse, throw it in your suitcase, whatever, wherever you're going. Your Vanity Planet Palette Makeup Brush Collection needs to come with you. These are uber affordable. They're only going to cost you $30 once you use my link down in the description box. These are $100 retail. Seriously, $100 retail. You're going to get it for $30. All right, you guys, so that's enough chit chat from me. As always, everything you need is going to be put down in the description box, especially the link to go ahead and get these brushes. All right, you guys, enjoy the tutorial and I'll see you in the next. Okay, guys, so let's get started. I'm going to open up the handy dandy case that comes with the Vanity Planet palette brush set, and the first brush that I'm going to grab is the flat top kabuki. This is the kabuki here, and it's really soft. Like I said earlier, these brushes are uber soft and I'm so impressed by them. So I'm going to go ahead and use my foundation. I'm going to be mixing foundations today, 2 L'Oreal foundations. I'm going to be mixing the Infallible Pro Glow and the Infallible Total Cover foundation. These are some awesome foundations, and mixing them together is just perfect. Like, do you guys do that? Do you mix your foundations together? Sometimes I do that. I started doing it one time when I was running out of one foundation and I had tons of another one. So I was like, I might as well go ahead and mix up my foundation. So I'm just going to mix them in the back of my hand, warm them up, get them going, get all the concoction going, if that makes sense. I've already done my brows so that we can move through this particularly quickly. I'm gonna go ahead and do it now is highlight with my concealer. As always, I'm gonna have all of the products that I use linked down in the description box. To set my concealer in place, I'm going to be using my Sacha Buttercup powder. I'm going to be applying that using the foundation brush from the Palette Makeup Brush Set. I'm going to be using this foundation brush because it's a really dense brush and it's really going to pack on the powder underneath my eyes. I really like using this brush for packing on the powder, especially with its shape. It is tapered at the end, so I can really get inside my inner corner of my eye as well as really close to my lash line so that no concealer can hide away from me. I can also get right around the corners of my nose, and it really just presses and packs the powder into the skin, making sure that your concealer stays in place all day. Just because a brush says foundation brush doesn't mean that you have to use it for that purpose. You can use brush for whatever purpose you want to use it for. To set the rest of my face, I'm going to be using this brush right here. This is a powder and blush brush, but I'm going to be using it for powder and probably going to use it for blush as well. So let's go ahead and see how this puts powder on. I'm going to be using my Holy Grail powder. This is from L'Oreal. It is their Infallible Pro Matte Powder. I love this thing. It does the job beautifully. Never makes my skin look cakey or heavy or anything like that. As far as the brush is concerned, I love the shape of this brush. It is more like almost a dome a little bit to it. So it's really gonna get in there in any curves or crooks or crannies on the face. And it's gonna really pack on that powder. It's very, very soft. This is amazing. For the price of these brushes, they're uber soft, and that is awesome. So just packing on this powder, and then I'm gonna go ahead with a darker powder, a little bit darker. It's not too dark, it's just a little bit red for me, so I'm gonna use it more as a bronzing powder. This is by Makeup Forever, and this is their Duo Matte Powder. And I'm going to take the exact same brush, and I'm gonna go ahead along my hairline and around my jawline with this powder. It's just a smidge darker, it's not too dark. I just want to add a little bit more dimension to my face. And then to sweep away the Sacha Buttercup powder, I'm gonna be using this Kabuki brush. Really, really soft brush, really soft bristles, really good for getting directly underneath the eye and sweeping away powder. I like the fact that it's nice and short, but it's not too chunky. It does have a little bit of length to it so that you won't have to be so close. It's just long enough that it gives me a really nice sweep underneath the eyes. So that is always great. Very, very soft. This is perfect for blending out any type of powder issues you might have. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do again is take that exact same powder from L'Oreal and the large powder brush, and I'm gonna go right back over that. And what this does is it helps if you have issues with flashback. Not to say that that powder causes flashback, but sometimes, especially if I sweat, I can get like the powder actually come back up. It's weird. So what I like to do is to make sure I have no uneven lines or unevenness in my foundation or my powder. I just go back in with a powder that is my skin tone directly underneath my eyes, just to make sure everything is blended out evenly. To make sure I have a lot more dimension to the skin, I'm going to be using this angled / contour brush, and I'm going to be using a darker color from the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Powder line. I think this is the shade, what shade is this? I think this is Cocoa. It's our darkest shade, I believe. So I'm going to take that on this angled brush, and I'm just going to put that in the hollows of my cheeks. And then I'm going to basically make a 3 once I'm done or satisfied with how the hollows of my cheeks look. So now I've added some shape back into my face, I'm going to take this blending brush, and I'm also going to take that same color powder. I'm going to add a little bit more dimension to my nose area. Nothing too harsh. I don't like a harsh contour along my nose line. Just something dark enough to create the minimalist shadow, or the smallest amount of shadow that I want around my nose. So there, that's better, right? Now for the eyes today, I'm going to keep it rather simple. I'm going to use one of my favorite palettes. This is by Anastasia, Beverly Hills. This is the Modern Renaissance palette. I think this palette is perfect for February because it has a lot of types of pinkies and some brown tones in there. It's really, really nice. It's a beautiful, beautiful palette. They did a good job with it. So I'm going to go ahead and take that same blending brush. I'm going to take this color right here. This is called Raw Sienna. And I'm going to take Raw Sienna and I'm going to dust that all over my eyelid. This is going to act more like a transition shade. I'm not going to really place this in the crease. This is just going to go all over my eyelid for more like a base color more than anything. Today's look is going to be really soft, really, you know, nothing too over the top, nothing too outrageous. Something simple enough that it could be worn every single day if you wanted to. Next, I'm going to take this large domed shader brush and I'm going to work on my brow bone highlight. I don't necessarily have to because of the highlight that's already there, but I like to be a little bit extra sometime. We're going to go in with this color right here. It's called Golden Orchid. And I'm going to use that brush and place that color directly in my brow bone for more of a brow bone type of highlight. I'm going to pull that color down. I love how this domed shader brush just places the color perfectly under the brow bone. Because of its domed shape, you really have a lot more control over the eyeshadow directly underneath the brow. So the next color I'm going to take is called Antique Bronze. It's a really beautiful type of mauvey dark round shade with a bit of shimmer in it. So I'm going to take this large, I think this probably is a concealer brush, but we're going to use it to pack on this color right here. Gives me a little bit of shine, a little bit of dimension. It packs on color really well. I'm not getting any fallout from using it in this way. And it does have a bit of a dome shape to it, so that's really nice because it can get directly into the crease area without going a bit too overboard or anything like that. So I'm just pressing and sliding this color. Anytime I'm packing on color, I like to press and slide. That minimizes the amount of fallout that we get if there's going to be any fallout associated with a color, and it also allows me to really press that color into the skin and get the most out of that color that I'm working with. Going back in with that large crease brush, I'm going to be taking this color right here. This one is called Venetian Red. I'm going to take just a little bit of that into the crease. Using the same brush again, the crease brush, I'm going to go in with Red Ochre. Now don't get, scared. It's not a red color. It's more like a dark burgundy matte, and I'm going to take that a little bit higher into the crease. So just blending that slightly into the crease. I'm going to open my eyes just to see exactly where it's going. And it's going exactly where I want it to go. This crease brush really sits in your crease nicely. It's not hard or anything like that. It is nice and soft, so you won't have too much trouble using it and blending out your eyeshadow the way you see fit. So that's perfect. Now what I'm going to do is take this shader brush from the kit, and I'm going to take this color right here. This is called Cypress Umber. It's a dark matte brown, and that's going to go in my outer V area, and I'm going to work that into my crease. This brush is a little bit stiff. It's not hard, it is soft, but it's just a little bit stiff because it is a smudger brush. So I'm just going to smudge that into the crease, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. That's going to go directly into the crease. And then I'm going to take the large blending brush that I used earlier, wipe off all of that red ochre that we used earlier. And I'm going to blend that Cypress Umber up. Because we smudged it, it really packed that color into the outer V area. So we can really smudge that color up. I like to turn my brush sideways sometimes just to see what I'm really doing. To help a little bit with the blending, I'm going to grab this raw sienna one more time. Again, this was our transition color, and that color always is going to help you with your blending. So if you've got any harsh lines, always go back to your transition color. That's going to help you with any blending issues you might have. Are done. I'm going to let that eyeshadow sit on my eyes for a little bit in case sometimes I like to add and take away things. So I'm going to go ahead and take the powder and blush brush. I'm going to wipe off any of the excess powder that was sitting on this brush so that we can have a better look at or better application of our blush color. So I need to find my blush color. And the blush that I'm going to use is from this e.l.f. palette. This is the Dark Quad from e.l.f. So I'm going to take, I don't want anything pinky and I don't want anything too dark. So what we're going to do about that is we're going to mix some colors. We're going to go ahead and mix this shade right here. We're going to mix this shade right here. So these two colors I'm going to mix together. Make like a little figure 8. This has always been the way that I apply my blush. It helps me with application because I have larger cheeks. Making a figure 8 to me actually works out better because I can get to the high points of my face, and when I come down I actually grab my little cheeks just a little bit and go back up. If you're struggling with blush application, take your blush brush, place the blush brush directly at the very top of in the ear area, like right up in here, and just make a figure 8. And that's going to actually grip the cheek and the tops of your cheekbone. And that's gonna give you perfect blush application every time. Blush is on, I didn't have to physically put it on the apples of my cheeks, no. Once I make that figure 8, it's all good. Now, my favorite part, probably my next favorite part of makeup application is putting on my highlighter, and I'm going to be using this fan brush from the set and my highlighter. Which highlighter do I want to use today? I'm going to use one of my favorites. This is from Makeup Forever. This is their Pro Fusion highlighter in gold. As you can see, this is really gold. So I'm going to take my fan brush directly in here. So wiggle it around a little bit and lightly dust that. Ooh, baby. Yep. Love this brush already. I barely touched my face and it let go of the product. And that's one of the things that I love. I have other fan brushes, but nothing as soft as this and nothing that lets go of the color like this. Wow. That was easy. Oh my goodness. Have to do the Cupid's bow. That was so easy. I love this brush. This is probably my second favorite brush of this entire set. Has to be this, because it lets the color go so effortlessly. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I'm done with that. I'm gonna go ahead and add my liner. I'm going to be adding a gray liner. I've been loving gray liner lately. If you watched my Alex Adores for the month of January, then you know that I definitely was using gray liner the entire time. It's been my go-to color. I don't like black liner right now. And we all go through those phases where we like certain things and we don't like certain things. And right now, I'm definitely into gray liner. So that's on and popping. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Because I'm curious about this angled liner brush right here, it's kind of big. And I haven't done winged liner with a gel in a long time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using this color right here. It's called Nightshade by MAC. It is a fluid line. It is more on the burgundy side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of that. And I'm going to take a little bit of one of my favorite black liners. This is NYC liquid liner. So placement is good. And we're gonna bring it down. Well, that was easy. I will say that this angled liner brush is, to me, way too soft to be a liner brush. Like, this is the one brush. They should have taken the time and made it a little bit stiffer. Like, it's a little bit too soft because it's, I don't know, like it's doing the job, like it's making it work, but it's just a little bit too soft for my taste. I would rather my liner brushes to be a little bit stiff so that I have more control, if that makes sense. But when they're soft like this, you don't have as much control as you want, because it's so soft. I'm gonna go ahead and curl these lashes of mine. And also in the meantime, I'm going to take that smudger brush that I had earlier and place my bottom lash line color under there, because you don't ever want to neglect the bottom lash line. I'm going to go ahead and use some mascara. Since I already curled my lashes, I'm going to be using my L'Oreal Voluminous Original Mascara. This is one of my faves back in the day. I still have it, as you can tell. It's one that stays with me all the time. It never lets me down. It lifts, volumizes, and separates like none other. It's old school, but it works. It's time to choose some lashes. Don't know which ones I'm gonna wear with this look, but it's gonna have to be some bold lashes. So I'm gonna go into my little lash story here that I picked up from House of Lashes, just a case that houses a lot of my favorite lashes. Before you put on any lash, once you've added your glue, give the band a little wiggle, especially if it's new or it's one you haven't used in a while. Just wiggle the band around so you can have a little bit more control when you're adding it to your lash line. That's what I always do with my lashes, new or old, because I know that my eyes are huge, so I need these to go on perfectly. Alright, so now that our lashes are on, we have to decide on a lip color. I think the lip color is one of the hardest decisions that I make when I'm doing my makeup. I don't know about you guys, but eyeshadow is always easy. Lip color, not so much. So what I'm gonna do is, since the eyes are so bold, I'm going to do a nude lip. So I'm gonna take my Cork, it's gonna take my brown lip liner from MAC in Cork. I'm gonna line my lips. We're gonna take a new nude color. I am new to this color. This is by Makeup Forever, and it's one of their new liquid lipsticks or liquid mattes, and it's in the shade 107. I'm going to apply with the lip brush that's in the kit because this wand is huge and I don't want all that color on there, just smack dab in the middle. So let's go ahead and add this color using the lip brush from the actual makeup brush set. Alrighty, so that is perfect. Perfect, love it. I love the fact that this brush is soft. It does a good job of distributing color, but I do not like the fact that it's one of those, you know, you have to put it on the thing and then use it. I would have preferred it to be with the same wooden handle like all the rest of the brushes. The brushes are beautiful. I love it. So let us go ahead and complete this look. Alright you guys, so that is it for this makeup tutorial. As always, do let me know down in the comment section what you thought about the look today. If you like these talk to tutorials, let me know. If you like the 15-piece set of makeup brushes from Vanity Planet, let me know. I like them. I think they are a great investment. I think they're a great gift for your girlfriend, anybody who you know is a makeup enthusiast, makeup artist. It's always good to have affordable brushes in your arsenal that you can definitely throw in a bag and get going and get that face beat. Alright you guys, thank you so much for watching and subscribing if you have, and I'll see you on my next one really, really soon. Bye you guys.